Are those who can hear me, can you hear them?
No.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, they cannot be heard.
Yeah, I think we negotiate, you know, if there's things that come up, like we're talking about the contract, I think I can go talk to people and, you know, we can come to an agreement there, you know. Okay. I'm chairman, I run the meeting. We go through, you know, just like the chairman of any other meeting. But what we do is, you know, we do the budgets, we pay for gear. We negotiate contracts for our new.
Did you have to know when you've been on fire authority?
Yeah.
Somebody started, but you can't hear him. His parts. Yeah.
I've not been to one of those meetings. So how much involvement comes from our fire department, our people that are on the fire department? How much interaction do you have with them if they have concerns, if they need supplies or want to, you know, that kind of stuff?
Excuse me, are they having the meeting outside and they skipped over public comments?
Board comments. Because the chief, if he's got a concern, a gear or anything, he comes to the board and says, I need this. And then we decide, are we going to spend the money? Because I'm spending everybody's money, ours, Deanna's. So that's how it works.
Attorney Gildner, can you hear me?
And normally, if it wasn't for COVID, we'd look at the analyst.
Hold on, Nicole, hold on. Someone is asking for me.
Yes, this is Anita Smith. I'm at 10495 North Lewis Road. Where was public comment? On the agenda, it says there's going to be public comments before business started.
Anita, sorry, we did do public comments, but maybe there was a lack of communication. We're trying to do something a little different.
We'll just add another public comment
We'll
here.
definitely have public comments again before the meeting's over.
Before you continue, I'd like to do public comment.
Anita, do you go ahead with your comment?
Excuse me, I can't hear you,
Anita?
Rachel. Yes,
Anita Smith, you can go ahead with your comment if you'd like.
yes, I would like to, because I think that what is going on right now is ridiculous. I sat in on the last meeting and I was hoping a new board, we would see a positive change. Instead, we listened to our board members rant. Eric ranted for over 30 minutes about his yes.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Miss Anita. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but public comments in the beginning are for agenda items only. So we'll come
This
back
is
around.
about agenda items. This is about the agenda items. This is about how the meeting is run, which affects all agenda items.
Anita, the only thing that we have on our agenda right now is appointing 2 members to the Fire Authority Board.
Yes, and that is also how you guys act at these meetings. When you make a decision on behalf of our township, you are making it during these decisions. And we listened for 3 hours and 47 minutes last week.
Do you have a comment relating to the appointment of the board members to the Fire Authority Board?
Yes, I have a comment on how they do their business. Yes, that's
And
what
how
my
the Fire
comment's
Authority
about.
does their business?
No, how the board is doing their business.
Okay, we're just trying to appoint some members.
I understand that, but the way this is going, and has been going, we need some changes. And we listened to Eric on his soapbox for over 30 minutes last week. Talk
We're
about.
gonna come back to you. We're right in the middle of conducting business, so we'll do board member comments again here in a minute. Okay? Nicole, were you speaking to John? Yeah, so I don't remember last time. So I wondered how many you've been on, what the communication was within the department. Who's on the board now?
Bonnie Bear, Joe Risk, all the supervisors, the sheriff, Clio, I'm not sure. One. Yes. Was it new? Maybe two new. Joe got two new. Two out of the end. Well, now there's only two. Probably. Two new.
I'm gonna stand next to him because they're having trouble hearing him.
Okay.
We're all about, we're changing, we got almost four. We're trying to get better.
And with that, we got a new chief. I hesitate to say he's younger, but he's younger. So, not that I can say that. I think you'll see some good things from the new chief. Yeah, just.
Was this motion for both of you or just one? Just guy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If we have something that we'd like you to take to that board, you would do that?
Absolutely. Yep. Unless it's, But yeah.
Try to equal it out between the two stations, or is it mainly we kind of?
Generally, I don't get all that.
Right, well, I mean, not like,
Oh.
like that one.
Oh.
I mean, like,
How's the funds are spent?
right, not, like, you put here, you there, or is it, okay, well, we're gonna buy 12.
Attorney Gildner,
You know, we take his recommendations because he's the chief, you know. I don't generally argue with him if he's got a.
Now we
Oh,
can
yeah.
speak to him though and let him know,
Absolutely.
or that we need.
Absolutely.
Attorney Gildner,
Right. We've been buying. That's something we could maybe which first. But if somebody's got an issue personally with any firefighter that's not getting the right gear, that's something you should bring up, right? That's never aware of.
Because we allocate a certain amount of funds that we collect in our special assessment.
this Zoom meeting may be working for the people in the parking lot, but it is not working for the people on the call. We are not hearing 75% of what is being said.
Coming back here, is the majority of it going there? Is there a breakdown?
If you look at
Right.
because of their business district, they pay a little more than we pay.
Right.
And so proportionally,
I'm just going with, are we giving 100,000?
no.
What I'm saying,
Oh.
because of how we collect our special assessment.
Attorney Gildner,
We need a breakdown of what we're contributing to what we're giving.
we cannot hear what they are discussing. This is not an open meeting.
And how
for
old it
people
is and where it is.
Of the
And
residents to
it's
listen
more
to.
about that really, that you have adequate equipment here. If we didn't have adequate equipment, then I'd have concerns, you know. So that's more what it's about. It's more about how we do, all the gear is spread out and it's also by where it's most needed. if the average runs are this equipment, but it doesn't matter. We're trying to upgrade all the equipment.
Attorney Gilder, can you hear us?
We got some old equipment. We've already paid off our newest truck is paid off. And we're getting ready to look at buying one more new one. And I think it might be coming here. I don't remember where it's coming exactly, but it's very possible.
Ralph, can you just speak up a little bit?
Oh, who makes that decision of where that truck will go?
Well,
Strictly on the chief, or is it?
it's more, all the equipment is set up where it's most effective. So the new truck goes where the oldest truck, the 87 truck obviously gets replaced, whether it's at station 1 or station 2. It's more about the equipment. We're set up for brush trucks. We have more brush equipment, not that they won't come, but a lot of fires are toned out both, and not by us. If the structure fire, you get both go, because they don't want it to burn, so.
If whoever's gonna have this position, the two people, and I don't know if we have to bring it up at the end or whatever, but I think we need to appoint an alternate also, not just the two.
Attorney Gilder, can you hear us?
I guarantee that when someone's voting on that board on behalf of our township, if one person's missing, that's an automatic no vote for our township.
Right.
And so I want to see, as a board member, the interaction with our fire department. I want to see conversation, like I want them to be able to come over here and say, you know what, we need this, because they are part of us, and I feel like we're
What?
completely separate from that.
No.
I see them over here, we don't go over there, we don't have the conversation.
I don't want to
ask
bother you,
them,
buddy.
we don't ask them how things are going. I bet you that one person on this board can name every firefighter on that department. Not anybody. And that's where I feel that involvement is.
I'm fine. It's unmuted.
Why I have all these questions about how our money was going, how it's allocated, who's benefiting from it.
You might be able to hear, but he ain't answering.
So I'm just asking how all that works. Right. No. Next
Move that bar
year,
up for me.
Clio gets two,
I can't
and
do it
then
with one hand.
Danny has one more year.
Okay.
Clio gets two, so we're fine.
And they disabled chat.
Yep, all the way up to the top. There we go, thanks.
Looking at, okay, you're on a rotation deal, us individually, no.
Well, we get the fire authority report.
We can't hear.
We keep in the file. I kind of think that now that should be distributed to the whole board, so that everybody can at least get the concept of how they run their meetings and where the monetary values are at and what's being spent.
Attorney Gilder, can you hear us? If you can hear us, at least nod your head.
So I'm gonna jump in here. Obviously, there's a ton of traffic here. People are trying to tell me that they can't hear. And I can't respond to anybody because I'm holding up this computer. But I just want it noted that I'm trying my best to
I think John has experience on the fire authority.
For the record, I would like to know that this Zoom meeting in the parking lot is not beneficial to the residents of Thetford Township.
I just muted her. She's the primary speaker.
Okay, so yeah,
I can't really do much anyway. But thanks anyway.
Yeah. I think John has experience. Days, I used to think politicians.
Eric,
Yes.
John.
Yes.
Julie. Ralph.
Yes.
Nicole, yes. Chris, yes. Rachel, yes. Okay, 7-0. Keep us updated.
Now, I had a question on this though. Am I okay to appoint myself? I can't
Sure.
make a motion on that. Okay.
Yeah, no, you can. This isn't you're not paid for anything like this, so.
Okay, I'll make the motion to the Clio Thetford to be on a fire authority board.
Cannot hear.
Do you think that, with being supervisor plus having a full-time job, you would be fine?
I just feel like you got a lot on your plate.
I do have a lot on my plate.
I talked to a couple of people today, and I think I've heard a lot of concerns on the fire authority, and I think that they do need to be addressed in a different manner in some way.
I mean, my concerns are equal with the treasurer's. I mean, if you are taking on a lot of responsibility, I do want you as a supervisor to be represented on that board, as long as you feel that you can make the meetings. How many meetings are there? They're a month or one a month? Okay, and they're at what time in the day?
4:30.
4:30? This is something you have no problem making? Okay, all right. All right.
We just have to remember that 4:30 meeting may conflict and have a meeting day that we have here at the township on our Tuesday meetings at 6:30. So,
I mean, well, the past couple meetings, they go pretty smoothly, pretty quickly. I think actually we had a meeting the same night I had the fire authority when I wasn't here the first time.
so, and I don't know if, right, so how would we go about that, since we're having discussion? How would we go about, if we approve this, to approve it by having an alternate also? Even though it just said to approve those two. So can we amend that? So
Yeah.
we can, if we vote her to take that position, then we can amend it to have somebody on as an alternate.
Because this is a special meeting, but all of you are present, you can add to the agenda. You're restricted to the agenda only if there's less than all of you present for this meeting.
Okay, so we would do it after this part.
Yes,
Make a separate-
yeah, separate motion.
Do this motion, then you could do one.
So do we want to move up the motion? Is there any more discussion? Okay, do you want to do roll call?
Ralph,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Julie? No. John?
Yeah.
Chris? Nicole, I'm gonna say yes, but I want to be able to get that amendment in there to have an alternate. I'll get your amendment. So, okay, Rachel. Yes.
No, you can vote for yourself, yeah.
Just gonna have to make a motion to edit.
Mhm.
Okay, I'll make a motion to agenda. An addition for a alternate to the fire authority board and support. Any discussion? Roll call vote. Roll.
Yeah.
You supported?
Yep.
Ralph?
Yeah.
Chris?
Yes.
Rachel? Yes. John?
Yes.
Eric?
Yes.
Nicole, yes. Okay.
And then you will also appoint Nicole as my alternate to fire authority.
Okay, now I have a question on that, since we can talk about that. Wish I would love to do this, and I really want to do it. But my son is a firefighter, is that considered a conflict?
I was trying to decide that.
It doesn't say that in the bylaws. It said there has to be a board member who has to be on the fire authority. It doesn't say that.
You would be restricted if there are matters that come before the authority that would benefit him or affect him specifically.
Okay.
Removing him from the ranks, for
What about
example.
just money? Vote on wages and increase stuff.
Well, yeah,
I'm only an alternate.
And I don't know in that case if it's general across the entire department. That's something I could look at, but you are an alternate and you'd have those restrictions. So you just have to be mindful of those things. Yeah.
Or directly to them. Or just make sure that the other people can make it.
Right, right. I know that I would never do anything personally benefit my son because that whole department, those guys over there are like my kids. So it's to benefit all of them. So, but yeah, I would.
Yeah. Everybody for roll call.
Any more discussion? Roll call vote.
Chris. Rachel. Yes. Dan.
Yes.
Julie. Yes. Ralph.
Yes.
Eric.
Yes.
Nicole, can I vote on it?
Yes. Mhm.
Can we move to brief public comment? Is there
No.
anybody on Zoom that would like to speak or into brief public comment?
This is Anita Smith. I would like to speak.
There is,
Ms. Anita Smith, go ahead.
The first thing I would like to put in the board notes or meeting notes from today is I expressed to Attorney Gildner that me and several other residents expressed we could not hear the meeting, and instead of addressing it, we were muted. I would like that in the board meeting notes. The whole purpose of Zoom is so the residents could hear and be involved in decisions that affect our township. And I understand from the meeting last time that Eric does not like Zoom. He talked about it for 30-some minutes. Mr. Henry does not like Zoom. The board members need to understand that their personal opinions don't matter. They're representing our board. And if Zoom is the option that we need to do, that's what we need to do. I'm not sure why Mr. Gildner is shrugging his shoulders. I don't know if you can hear me or not. However, this right here,
It's cold.
huh? What is that, Rachel?
I said, Miss Anita, we can all hear you.
Well, probably because I'm speaking into a telephone and you guys are in a group and you're not speaking directly into a phone. There were two other people on the call that tried to share. They could not hear. The chat was disabled. The board is tying our hands so we can't express that we can't hear the meetings.
I'm sorry, Miss Anita. We're trying very hard to work out some technical difficulties and work through this together. So if we could just get a little bit of support here, we're trying the best that we can.
I can give support. However, why is it such an issue for everybody just to Zoom in from their home like the 41 residents did last week? You don't need a computer. You can just use a regular telephone and call in.
Ms. Anita,
Why is that?
all due respect your opinion. But
It's not an opinion. It's an order from the state of Michigan. It's not my opinion. It's an order.
We respect that. That's why we're outside.
And it didn't work. And I think if you open it up to other people, they will also share it's not working.
We're trying. I'm sorry. We do apologize. We're doing the best we can.
No, you're not. I'm sorry, Rachel, I believe you are, but I do not believe the other board members are. Mr. Henry was so rude last week. Mr. Henry was so rude last week to our attorney. And yes, the attorney said no big deal. Mr. Henry is representing Thetford Township. He's not representing himself when he's in these board meetings. He needs to be professional and represent the township of Thetford. Eric Gunnels needs to represent the township of Thetford, not his personal views and stand on a soapbox and preach for 30 minutes. Mr. Gildner has to coach you guys and tell you how to do a motion because you guys just want to open talk. Rachel, I firmly believe you want a change in this township. But it is apparent to me and other residents that other members on the board do not want that. John is willing to give his opinion in a professional manner. There are other members on the board that.
We absolutely understand. We have a lot of new members and we're all trying to learn how to function our board properly, and we're working through it, and we're gonna get better. But your 3 minutes is almost up, Miss Anita. We're gonna go ahead and move on.
I think you should put a limit on the board members' comments too, and then your meetings won't be 3 hours.
We're all working on that. Is there anybody else out there who would like to make any comments?
Yes, this is Greg Burkhart.
Hi.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, Greg, we can hear you.
This Zoom meeting is not working at all. You can't hear anybody except for you, Rachel, at this time. Mr. Gilder, I respect, how you're trying to help this, but this isn't working. I mean, you can't, nobody on Zoom here can hear anything that's going on.
Yeah, we moved outside, so it probably made it even a little more difficult.
It made it impossible. This is just a waste right here.
Is there anything else?
Yes, ma'am. Can you just give us a recap of who the appointments were?
It was John Condon, Rachel, myself, the supervisor, and it was Nicole Moore as an alternate.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Is there any other public comment? Okay, I will. Board comment. I'll go ahead and make the motion to adjourn the meeting. Can I get support? Yeah, support. 5:36, motion passed. All in favor? Aye.